We have a classic Paul Morphy game, a masterclass in attacking chess against an amateur opponent. Buckle up! Morphy opens with the Italian game, and black goes for the two knights' defense. White immediately signals aggressive intent with knight to g5, and black challenges in the center with a pawn to d5. White snaps up the pawn on d5, and now the first critical decision of the game falls to black. And here, black makes a very natural-looking but serious mistake. The recapture with the knight looks normal, but it walks right into a famous attack. The stronger move was to challenge the bishop, knight to p5. After a check on b5, the pawn blocks on c6. White takes the pawn, and black simply recaptures, keeping the game balanced. But back in the game, black recaptures with the knight to d5, and that's the mistake Morphy was waiting for. And there it is. Morphy unleashes the thunderbolt, sacrificing his knight on f7. This is the classic fried liver attack, tearing open the lines to the black king. Black has no choice, the king must take the knight on f7, anything else would be even worse, and Morphy is relentless. The queen swings to f3 with check, pulling that king even further out into the open. The black king is forced to step forward to e6. It's a lonely and dangerous walk. White brings another piece into the fight. The knight develops to c3, piling on the pressure and eyeing key squares. Black tries to create some counterplay, but after a bishop check on d5, the king is driven further to d6, and White's queen lands on f7, tightening the net around the exposed monarch. Black tries to develop a piece and block the attack, but this move misses the point. There was a much better way to try and coordinate the defense. Queen to e7 was the move. After a knight check on e4, the king steps to d7. White's king sidesteps to d1, and the black king can retreat to d8, getting closer to safety. Instead of that, black plays the bishop to e6, and this just doesn't solve the fundamental problems. And Morphy doesn't hesitate for a second, and the bishop immediately takes the bishop on e6, clearing the way for more attackers. After black recaptures with the knight on e6, white immediately delivers another check, with the knight jumping to e4, forcing the king to continue its perilous journey. And the king steps to d5, another inaccuracy. It feels active, but it's just walking deeper into enemy territory, setting up white's next stunning blow. Incredible! A second sacrifice! The pawn pushes to c4 with check, blasting open the position and dragging the king even further up the board. The black king is forced to capture the knight on e4, and White's queen simply recaptures the knight on e6, now completely dominating the center of the board. And this is the final fatal mistake. Black tries to block with the queen, but this allows a forced checkmate. The only chance to survive was to keep the king moving. The king had to step to d4. White would continue with a pawn push to b3. Black defends with a pawn to c6. White castles kingside, and the king can try to escape to c5. But in the actual game, black plays queen to d4, and this allows Morphy to finish things off in style, and the mating net begins to close. The queen slides to g4 with check, the first move of the final combination. The king is forced to step to d3 with nowhere left to hide. White's queen continues the hunt, swinging to e2 with another check. Every move is precise. There's only one legal move. The king is driven all the way to c2. And there it is. The humble pawn steps forward to d3, and that is a beautiful checkmate. A truly masterful performance from Paul Morphy, punishing every mistake with brilliant sacrifices. A swift and stunning victory. Morphy wins by checkmate.